You already know this, but you don't want to admit it. She doesn't pull away because she's complicated. She doesn't shut down because she's moody. She doesn't stop wanting you because of timing or stress or her past. No, she stops wanting you because of how you make her feel when she's alone with you. And if you're the kind of guy who thinks love is earned by being nice, by paying for dinner, by saying, I love you too soon, then I'm sorry. But you're the exact guy no woman wants to be intimate with. Not because you're bad, not because you're ugly, not because you don't try, but because intimacy isn't about effort. It's about energy. It's about presence. It's about how safe, how turned on, how alive she feels in your space. And if you're not giving her that, she'll give you attention. She'll give you time, maybe even affection, but not her body, not her heart, not her truth. That's the hard truth. And I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm here to wake you up. If you also feel this pain, don't scroll. Stay right here. Because what comes next isn't blame, it's truth. Real psychology, real patterns. The stuff that actually kills attraction, even when she still likes you. You're about to see the silent switches that shut off her desire, why being nice backfires, how your words, tone, and body say neediness louder than you think, and how to flip the power so she starts chasing you again. This isn't theory. It's real life. If you've ever given everything and got nothing, this is your wake-up call. So do this. Watch till the end. The last minute changes everything. Hit thumbs up for every guy who needs this truth. And drop I choose me in the comments to mark your turning point. All right, let's get into it. Let me tell you why this happens. Women don't choose men based on logic. They choose based on feeling. And if being close to you feels heavy, if it feels like work, if it feels like she has to shrink herself just to keep you calm or happy or from falling apart, she will slowly, silently disappear from your bed, from your arms, from your future. This isn't manipulation. This isn't games. This is female psychology, wired deep in her nervous system. She needs to feel free to want you. Not guilty, not responsible, not like she owes you something because you held the door or remembered her birthday. Real intimacy only happens when she feels zero pressure, zero performance anxiety, zero fear that if she says no tonight, you'll get quiet or sad or angry or worse, start begging. See, most guys think women pull away because they change their mind, but that's not true. They pull away because you changed the vibe. You got clingy. You got insecure. You started treating her like a prize you won instead of a person you're still discovering. And when that happens, her body shuts down. Her desire flatlines. Her heart puts up walls not to hurt you, but to protect herself. Because deep down, she knows if she gives herself to you now, you won't handle it right. You'll take it as permission to relax, to stop growing, to stop chasing your own purpose and start orbiting hers. And that kills attraction faster than cheating, faster than lying, faster than ghosting. Here's what most men never learn. Women don't fall in love with potential. They fall in love with proof. Proof you're solid, proof you're grounded, proof you don't need her to feel whole, but you choose her because she makes your world brighter. If you're always asking for reassurance, if you panic when she takes hours to reply, if you apologize for existing too much around her, then you're broadcasting one message loud and clear. I'm not safe to be wild with. And wildness? That's where real intimacy lives. Not in Camelot dinners, not in perfect dates, not in saying all the right lines, but in the quiet moments when she's barefaced, messy-haired, wrapped in your hoodie, and she looks at you and feels zero urge to perform. That's when she opens. That's when she melts. That's when she lets you see the parts of her no one else gets to touch. But if you're needy, scared, overeager, you kill that moment before it even starts. She feels it in her bones. You're not ready for the real her. You want the version of her that smiles on cue, that texts back fast, that never challenges you. But that's not a woman. That's a fantasy. And fantasies don't last in bed or in life. So what went wrong? It's not that you're unlovable. It's not that you're not enough. It's that you've been taught the wrong rules. You were told, be nice and she'll stay. Do everything right and she'll choose you. Never make waves, keep the peace. But peace without passion? That's not love. That's roommate energy. And women would rather be alone than sleep next to a man who bores her soul. You deserve more than that. And so does she. The good news? This isn't permanent. This isn't fate. This is fixable. But first, you have to stop blaming her. Stop calling her cold. Stop thinking she's broken. She's not. She's responding exactly how nature designed her to respond, to protect her heart, her body, her energy from men who drain it. And if that's you right now, it's not the end. It's the beginning. Because once you understand why she pulls away, you can become the kind of man she can't pull away from, even when she tries. Let's break this down step by step. Because if you're serious about changing this, if you're tired of being the good guy who gets hugged but never held, then you need to see exactly where it went off track. And I'm not talking about surface stuff like text less or play hard to get. I'm talking about deep, emotional switches inside her that flip off desire when you don't even realize you're flipping them. Here's what's really happening from her side. Step 1, she feels like your therapist, not your lover. You come to her with your worries, your doubts, your fears about work, your family, your ex, your future. And she listens. She comforts you. She holds space. But here's the problem every time she does that. She stops seeing you as a man who leads and starts seeing you as a boy who needs fixing. And you can't be sexy when you're someone's project. Think about it. When she's lying next to you at night, is she thinking, I want him inside me, or I hope he doesn't cry again tonight? Big difference. Women crave men who carry their own weight, not because they're cold, but because desire can't grow in soil where she's constantly watering your wounds. Step 2, you confuse attention with attraction. You think if she laughs at your jokes, replies to your texts, lets you take her out, that means she's into you. No, that just means she's polite, or lonely, or hoping you'll grow into the man she wants. Real attraction? It shows up in her body before her words. She leans in without thinking. She touches your arm, then pulls back like she surprised herself. She looks away when you catch her staring, cheeks warm. If you're not seeing that, you're not turning her on. You're just occupying her calendar. And women will keep saying yes to dates, long after they've said no in their hearts. Why? Guilt, kindness, hope. But none of those things lead to naked skin and whispered secrets at 2 a.m. Step 3, you rush the label and kill the mystery. You say, I love you in week 3. You call her your girlfriend before she's even met your friends. You start planning vacations while she's still figuring out if she likes kissing you. And you think you're being sweet. But to her, you just slam the door on the chase. The chase isn't games. It's chemistry. It's tension. It's the electric space between I want you and do you want me back? When you rush to lock it down, you turn passion into paperwork. She doesn't feel chosen. She feels trapped. And trapped women don't open their legs. They open their exit routes. We've already walked through the first 3 shifts. And if those hit home, get ready. Because what comes next goes deeper, way deeper. The next 4 shifts hit harder. They're the kind of truths most people never talk about, but every man needs to hear. This is real female psychology, raw, honest, and finally explained without the fluff. If you're still here, good. You're exactly where you need to be. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome, brother. This isn't a channel about tricks or fake confidence. It's about waking up, growing up, and becoming the kind of man women don't just want, they fight to keep. So before we dive in, tap that subscribe button, because what I'm about to break down will change how you see everything. And stay till the end. The last part ties it all together in a way that'll stick with you. Let's keep going. The best part's just getting started. Step 4, you make her feel responsible for your happiness. You sulk when she cancels plans. You guilt trip her with silence. You say things like, I just miss you so much, like it's a compliment, when really it's a demand. And she hears it loud and clear. My joy depends on you. That's not romance. That's emotional hostage taking. And no woman wants to sleep with a hostage taker, even if he's gentle about it. She didn't sign up to be your oxygen mask. She signed up to fly with you, not carry you. When you act like your world collapses without her, she doesn't feel loved. She feels burdened. And burdened women don't moan your name. They mute your notifications. Step 5. You stop being a man on a mission and become a man waiting for her schedule. You drop your gym routine because she's busy. You cancel hangouts with friends because she might be free. You pause your goals, your dreams, your growth, just to orbit her. And you think that's devotion. But to her, it's desperation dressed up as loyalty. Women are drawn to men who have a life so full, she has to fight for a seat at the table. Not men who clear the whole table, just for her. When you give up everything to be near her, you tell her, "You're my only source of meaning." And that's terrifying, because now if she walks away, you break. And no woman wants that power. It's too heavy, too scary, too sad. So she pulls back, not to hurt you, but to save you. And herself. This isn't her being cruel. This is her being human. She didn't fall out of love. She fell out of respect. And without respect, there's no heat, no hunger to pull you close in the dark and whisper, "Don't stop." You deserve better than breadcrumbs of affection. You deserve a woman who craves your presence, not tolerates it. And that starts with you stopping the behaviors that make her feel like your caretaker instead of your queen. Let's keep going. You're not broken. You're not unlovable. You're not too much or not enough. You're just misaligned. And now that you see the 5 emotional switches she flips when intimacy dies, let's finish the breakdown. Then we'll talk about your pain, because I haven't forgotten you. This is for you, brother. Step 6. You apologize for existing too loudly around her. You say things like, "Sorry to bother you. I know you're busy, I'll be quick. I don't want to overwhelm you." And you think you're being respectful. But what she hears, "I don't belong here," that kills attraction. Because attraction thrives on confidence, not arrogance, not cockiness, but quiet, steady certainty that you have a right to take up space in her world. When you shrink yourself to make her comfortable, you teach her to see you as small. And no woman gets wet thinking about a man who's apologizing for breathing near her. She wants to feel your presence bold, calm, unshakable. Not tiptoeing like you're scared of breaking her. Stop asking permission to be wanted. Start owning the fact that you're worthy even if she hasn't caught up yet. Step 7. You chase her energy instead of building your own. You check her Instagram 10 times a day. You reread old texts looking for clues. You rearrange your whole week hoping she'll say yes to coffee. And while you're doing that, she's out living, laughing with friends, leveling up at work, dancing barefoot in her kitchen to songs you've never heard. Meanwhile, you're stuck in analysis mode, trying to decode her silence. Instead of creating a life so magnetic, she wants to break hers to be near you. Women don't miss men who are always available. They miss men who are unavailable, not because they're playing games, but because they're building something real, something bigger than her, bigger than the relationship, bigger than the fear of losing her. That's what makes her look at you across the room and feel that ache in her chest, not because you begged, but because you became someone she can't ignore. Now, let me speak to your heart for a second. I know it hurts. I know you stayed up late wondering, what did I do wrong? I know you replayed every conversation, every text, every kiss, searching for the moment she slipped away. I know you blamed yourself. Maybe you still do. But here's what no one told you. You're not crazy for feeling this pain. It's not weak to care deeply. It's not pathetic to want love. It's not wrong to give your all. The problem wasn't your heart. It was your strategy. You gave too much, too soon, not because you're desperate, but because you thought that's how love works. You thought if you loved harder, she'd love deeper. If you sacrificed more, she'd stay longer. If you held on tighter, she wouldn't leave. But love doesn't work like that. Love works like fire. It needs space to breathe. Smother it with neediness, and it dies. You didn't lose her because you're not enough. You lost her because you forgot you matter too. Your dreams, your peace, your joy, not just hers. And the moment you started putting her happiness above your own, you stopped being a partner and became a servant. And servants don't get worshipped in bed. They get thanked and then forgotten. I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm saying this to free you. Because the pain you feel, it's not proof you failed. It's proof you're ready. ready to stop begging for scraps of affection, ready to stop molding yourself into whatever she wants, ready to stand tall even if she walks away. You were never meant to be her safety net. You were meant to be her wildfire. Wildfires don't ask for permission. They don't apologize for burning bright. They don't dim their flame to make others comfortable. They roar. And the right woman? She doesn't run from that fire. She runs into it. So yes, it hurts now. But this pain, it's your turning point, not your tombstone. She didn't reject you. She rejected the version of you that was drowning in her orbit. And that version? It's time to let him go. Let him burn. So the real you, the grounded, purpose-driven, emotionally solid man, can rise. And trust me, when that man shows up, she won't just notice. She'll regret ever taking you for granted. Now, here's where everything changes. You've seen why she pulled away. You felt the pain of giving too much. You've stared at the ceiling wondering if you'll ever be enough. But what if you already are? What if the problem was never your worth, but your focus? Because here's the truth no one tells men. Women don't chase. They return. They don't run after the man who begs. They come back to the man who walks away with his head high, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. And that's your power move. Step 1, silence isn't weakness. It's strength. Stop texting her first. Stop explaining yourself. Stop asking, "Are we okay?" Let the silence speak for you. Not angry silence, not petty silence, but calm, grounded silence, the kind that says, "I'm not broken. I'm recalibrating." She'll notice. She'll wonder. She'll feel the shift because energy doesn't lie. When you stop chasing her peace, you become peaceful yourself. And peaceful men? They're magnetic. Step 2, become someone she can't predict. Right now, she knows exactly what you'll do. You'll reply fast. You'll say yes to whatever she wants. You'll drop everything if she calls. So she takes you for granted. Change that. Start saying no, not to punish her, but to honor yourself. Go to the gym instead of waiting by your phone. Take that trip with your boys. Launch that side hustle you've been putting off. Let her see you living fully, loudly, without her. That's when curiosity kicks in. That's when she starts asking, who is he becoming? And that question? It's the doorway back to desire. Flip the power, step 3. Let her miss the version of you she lost. Not the desperate version. Not the please love me version. The real you. The guy who laughed loud. Who had stories to tell. Who walked into a room and owned it, not because he needed attention, but because he carried his own light. She didn't leave that man. She left the shadow you became while trying to keep her. So bring him back. Not for her. For you. And watch what happens when she sees him again, confident, calm, unbothered. She won't just want you. She'll regret letting you go. This isn't revenge. This is evolution. You're not doing this to make her jealous. You're doing this to remember who you are. And when you do, everything shifts. Her texts get longer. Her eyes linger when you walk in. She finds reasons to accidentally bump into you. Why? Because absence didn't make her heart grow fonder. It made her realize what she threw away. And now, she wants back in. But here's the rule, and you must follow it. Don't open the door just because she's knocking. Let her wait. Let her earn it. Let her prove she sees you, not as a backup plan, but as the prize she almost lost. You are not a consolation prize. You are not plan B. You are not someone to warm her bed until something better comes along. You are a king in silence, a storm wrapped in stillness, a man who chose himself and in doing so became impossible to ignore. And the right woman? She doesn't want a man who chases. She wants a man who chooses and makes her work to be chosen back. So stop looking at her Instagram. Stop replaying old voicemails. Stop wondering what if. Start building. Build your body. Build your purpose. Build your joy alone first. Because the man who is complete without her, he's the only man she'll ever truly crave. Not because he's perfect, but because he's free. Free from neediness. Free from fear. Free from begging for love like it's a favor. You were never meant to beg. You were meant to be met, eye to eye, soul to soul, fire to fire. And that only happens when you stop reaching for her hand and start standing so tall, she has to look up to see you. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not when you're ready. Not when she apologizes. Now, wear your silence like armor. Wear your growth like a crown. Wear your peace like power. And let every woman who ever underestimated you watch you rise without them. You don't need her to validate you. You never did. Your worth was never in her hands. It was always in yours. So pick it up, hold it tight, and never let anyone, including you, convince you otherwise. If this get you, then don't just move on. Play it again. Not later. Not someday. Right now, while it still stings a little. Because the first time you watch, it hurts. The second time, it sinks in. And after that, it becomes part of who you are. If you're still here, still scrolling, stop. Look at the video showing up on your screen. That's not an algorithm accident. That's your next step. Click it, watch it, keep building. You found this for a reason. Some part of you already knows it's time to step up. Subscribe if you haven't. And drop "I choose me" in the comments. That simple line connects you to every man in this brotherhood who's done pretending and started owning his life. And remember this one thing, she doesn't decide your value. You do. So stand tall, take a breath, and go live like it.